Namaskar. Two or three stunning developments in Tamil Nadu, as well as something happening in Haryana. We have things happening even as we get ready for this broadcast. That's why a small delay. We apologize for that. First, please like this video because, like I said, it's hot off the press. Let's welcome Shekhar Ayerji, who has been busy getting all the information in. Shekhar ji, namaskar, Jai Sri Ram. How are you, sir?
Namaskar, Namaskar. Sir, finally Stalin has decided to make his son the deputy CM. This is just news breaking, and Raj Bhavan has made that announcement, which means the governor has agreed to this move, and it follows the day after Stalin had a meeting with Prime Minister Modi, and after which he described it as one of the sweetest meetings he had had with the Prime Minister. So one would presume that he had given broad indication of his decision to the Prime Minister personally in their one-to-one, and probably he was hoping that governor would not put spokes, because Senthil Balaji, who just managed to get bail from the Supreme Court after almost more than a year, he is also back as minister. The swearing in will take place on Sunday, that is tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. And this is a very big development concerning Tamil Nadu politics. Stalin has handed over I would say, the baton to his son. This was long in the pipeline. At least three attempts were made previously to make him deputy CM, but somehow Stalin backtracked because of repercussions in the party. But finally, it has happened. Nothing surprising that Udhayanidhi had to be elevated as deputy CM. But only thing is, this is also going to decide that DMK strategy will largely depend on what Udhayanidhi Stalin decides. Now, this whole changes means at least three ministers are being dropped and four ministers are coming in. Udhayanidhi Stalin, in addition to youth and sports, he will also be handling what is called planning and development, to show that Udhayanidhi will be stepping into chief minister's chair if the DMK wins 2026 Tamil Nadu Assembly elections. So this is supposed to prepare him for the top job. So he's a kind of already, without any official announcement, we have seen of senior officials briefing Udhayanidhi and Stalin himself asking his son to handle important meetings, though not connected to his current portfolio of sports and youth affairs. So already the signals had gone. Now that he has taken a decision to make him deputy CM, one is going to see a lot of tectonic activity within the DMK, because the impression the senior leaders will get is that this is a signal to them that it will Udhayanidhi who will play a big role, the selection of candidates, because he would like to have his own team. So all that, how is it going to play within the party? And and of course, unlike ADMK government under Jayalalitha, where frequently ministers were changed. If she did not like some minister's face, she would drop them. So this Stalin has not had so many changes, but this is the third cabinet change since 2021 when Stalin became CM. But in terms of understanding the challenges ahead for DMK, both internally and externally, this now formally naming Udhayanidhi Stalin as the number two deputy chief minister is I would say uh, is an indication that Stalin has realized that he cannot go on postponing this decision. Seniors are going to be unhappy. They have been making noises. Seniors like Dore Murugan, K. Nehru have been saying that situation is getting difficult. Though publicly they do rally around Udhayanidhi Stalin, because that is inevitable. And but Stalin has done something which even Karunanidhi hesitated to do, because under even Karunanidhi did not give him so much of importance when he was and he held the party till the last. Now here I think with this importance being given, it is possible that within the party also he could be given some additional role to make it very clear that in organizational matters too, Udhayanidhi Stalin will be calling the shots. Now, I think the most regressive move it is bringing back Senthil Balaji. because he has only got a bail, he has not been given a clean sheet. Even a pro-DMK publication like The Hindu had specifically written an editorial today saying that he's getting a bail is fine because under PMLA, now the Supreme Court has taken a view that bail should not be denied. Rather, it should be the norm, even in PMLA, that is Prevention of Money Laundering Act. But Senthil Balaji should not be brought back into the government until his charges are cleared. This is the view of extremely pro-DMK newspaper, The Hindu, whose editorial yesterday, which goes to show as if the whole thing was waiting. Even elevation of Udhayanidhi Stalin was waiting for Senthil Balaji getting bail. So one can imagine the kind of import this has, that the Senthil Balaji has to be brought back into the government. Senthil Balaji is seen as a leader belonging to the Western Tamil Nadu, and the last assembly elections, it was Western Tamil Nadu which was facing a big challenge for DMK because of rise of Annamalai. But then Annamalai, post Lok Sabha elections, has taken a break. He's away for 3 months. Now it is to be seen how the parties are going to react. Yesterday, Stalin had a 40-minute meeting with Prime Minister Modi. So, and after the meeting, Stalin looked immensely pleased. Though the stated objective of the meeting was to get central funding for the Chennai Metro second phase of the project, because earlier the Tamil Nadu government had gone ahead and it was completely state project. Now they are facing resource crunch. They want center to step in and help. That was demand number one. Demand number two was, since Tamil Nadu has refused to implement the new education policy, they were not getting central funds under the Samagra Shiksha Karikram. So they wanted for the new education policy, for the education department, they wanted central funds which were stopped to resume. That was the second demand. Third demand was, of course, about Indian fishermen, particularly fishermen from Tamil Nadu, who constantly face harassment in the hands of the Sri Lankan Navy. And Stalin had wanted that now with the new government there, with the election of Mr. 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝘀𝘍 as the president, and soon Sri Lanka will also have a parliamentary election. India, Sri Lanka joint working committee is to also meet soon to solve, which is a periodic meeting of bilateral issues. So Stalin wanted that, but I don't think these were the basic agenda of that meeting. He wanted to sound the prime minister that he is, and rather give the good news himself, that his son, he wishes to elevate his son. And the fact that he came out and Stalin described his meeting with the prime minister as a very iniya meeting. Iniya in Tamil means very sweet meeting. So for Stalin to describe a meeting with prime minister as very sweet, everyone guessed that probably it had to do with this, because I think the Stalin's worry was the governor would put some spokes, because deputy chief minister post is not a constitutional post. The constitution does not recognize a deputy CM or a deputy PM. The constitution only says the government shall be headed by a chief minister who will be assisted by a council of ministers. So therefore, to give a position which is not there in the constitution, of course, that has not prevented deputy CMs in other states also. It's a more of an executive announcement, though it doesn't mean anything in terms of protocol. But then politically, there is a message that is to be given, and it has been given. And what we will be now closely watching in the days to come is how are the seniors, how are the old guards are going to take this formal elevation of Udhayanidhi Stalin. What does it mean for the undercurrents in the DMK? Now, the younger cadre, the younger lot definitely are going to feel elated, because that means there is going to be more induction of youngsters into the party setup, and also they will be able to make a better claim for tickets or to contest the assembly elections. So Udhayanidhi will ensure that more and more of his loyalists make it to the list, and so that if the DMK were to get elected and he returns as CM, he will have his own team. So a change like this definitely has its own dynamics. Incidentally, Stalin had also met Sonia Gandhi, but I'm not sure whether Stalin had informed Sonia also about his decision, because Congress is also one of the allies. I'm not sure about that. But definitely, I think the fact that the Raj Board made the announcement of the induction of ministers goes to show that rather some irritants which were there standing between the central government and Stalin are seem to have been at the moment uh, have been kept out. And of course, Stalin has been quite pleased with the central government since the central government agreed to release a special coin to mark 100 years of Karunanidhi. And that itself signaled that something is happening between these two parties. Of course, Stalin was at pains, rather at later, to clarify that there is no change in anything. This is, we are thanking central government because it's a nice gesture, and Prime Minister had deputed Rajnath for the release of the coins, and both the Prime Minister and Rajnath Singh had praised Karunanidhi's contribution to Tamil Nadu's politics and development, which were all, you know, music to the ears of the DMK men, praise coming from the Prime Minister and from Rajnath himself, who had attended a function in Chennai. So these are things which are happening. It's just that Stalin probably realizes that it is better to have some kind of a working relationship with the Prime Minister rather than continue to have a standoff with the central government, which is not going to help Stalin, because the next 1.5 years which are left before the assembly election, he has to have some working relation because he has to get some funds, he has to get moving. So I don't know whether Stalin got any assurance from the Prime Minister regarding clearance of, whether Centre would agree to participate in this Chennai Metro project on a 50-50 basis. Because when it was launched in 2018 by the ADMK government, at that time they decided to take it as a state project. But then they have realized they are not getting funds, though Centre has been organizing the funds for them. And recently, when Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman was asked whether Centre should be funding it, so she made it clear: look, this was a state project which the Tamil Nadu government decided. Which to mean that don't accuse Centre of not giving funds, because we have been doing all major projects. We helped Tamil Nadu get loans from international banks to execute these projects. Already because it's a 72,000 crore project, at more than 30,000 crore has already been organized, but Tamil Nadu government has not been able to utilize 6,000 crore. So that apart, of course, when it comes to metro project, infrastructure project, it is quite possible Prime Minister Modi may take a very a considered view, and Centre may agree to participate in this project, this Chennai Metro 2 project. It's quite possible. So that a lot of irritate will be removed. But what is to be seen is, in this new change, the fact that Senthil Balaji is back, the dynamics, his importance, as if lot of water has run down the duck's back or buffalo's back. The DMK is not worried about the campaign that it had to face when Senthil Balaji was arrested. He was not dropped for a long time till bails were refused. Now it seems the clock has turned a complete 360 degrees. Senthil Balaji is back as a very important person. Sir, elevation of Udhayanidhi Stalin was something everyone expected. But to bring back Senthil Balaji, I think the compulsions that prevailed on Stalin, his induction and inability to remove him from the government despite ED raids found him in disproportionate assets case, and the original corruption case that he had taken money to provide jobs to the State Transport Corporation when he was a transport minister under ADMK rule. Now, those charges have not gone away, but this is the story that is emerging. Some of the portfolios of ministers have been shifted. For instance, the Finance Minister Tangaraj has found his portfolios rather bit his burden lessened. But there are other changes that have happened. 3 ministers have been dropped, 4 new ministers have come. It's in terms of changes that normally Stalin affects, this is a big change. So we are going to see a lot of development in Tamil Nadu politics and churning within the DMK with the rise of the sun. SON.
Sir, who were the ministers added and who were the ministers dropped, sir?
Sir, I don't have the complete list. 3 ministers were dropped. and Kannappan is one of them who was handling dairy minister. And among the inductions, apart from Senthil Balaji, there is also a minister, Nazir has come back. So
Oh,
I don't have the complete list, but of significance is these changes that have. And Pon Modi was earlier handling higher education, has been made forest minister. So he had also faced a conviction charge. He was also on bail, and there was a demand for his resignation, but he had not resigned. Now, from higher education, he has been sent into the forest to look after environment.
oh well.
So
Durai Murugan still stays the same.
yes, the other big stalwarts have their positions in terms of the ministry they were handling remains, but with Udhayanidhi formally becoming deputy CM from the Sunday, that is from September 29th, one can see, uh, of course, the other interesting part is, sir, DMK is considered itself a party that does not believe in superstitions or any religious ape. But the fact that the changes are happening in what is called Pitru Paksh, normally these are left to wait till the beginning of Navaratri. And I do not know how Durga Stalin has okayed this, or they wanted to send a Dravida message that we can do it even in Pitru Paksh. I mean, this is my side remark. Of course,
Sir, two things, sir. Two things. Many of these DMK leaders initially they used to conduct events during Rahu Kalam. Like for example, I think couple of DMK leaders got married during Rahu Kal. I mean, these are all. I think this is just to make a statement. These people are very God fearing. Shekharji, they are more God fearing than you and me. Perhaps you and me combined. Okay, it's the pretense of not believing in God is only outside. Inside, these are all very religious people. But then Udhayanidhi is an exception in my opinion, because he has already said that he is a Christian. What I have been saying for a long time, that Kerala is being run by Muslims and Tamil Nadu being run by Christians, it will only become even more firmer. Again, these are all things that will be hard to prove, but this is what anecdotally provided to me. I think there are 29 districts in Tamil Nadu, Shekharji. My number is that over 1/3 are collectors are from a particular community. That's a much higher percentage than what you would expect. I don't have to tell you which community. And also the intelligence is also pretty much run by one community. And there has been some arrogant statements made. These things will increase. What is the tipping point is the question. At what point will the Sanatani voter in Tamil Nadu say enough is enough, you guys don't belong here, and vote them out lock, stock and barrel? So we'll have to wait and see. But certainly somebody who is incompetent, okay, Mastan, Ramachandran and Mano Tangaraj were dropped. So these are the people that have been dropped. So regardless, I have a feeling that India may witness a deputy chief minister also going to prison while serving office for what remarks he made about Sanatanis. We'll see. Sir, next let's take a quick look at what is Rahul Gandhi saying again about Ram Mandir. I think there's a statement we have, there's a video we have, sir. Over
sir,
to you.
before 1 second, before we
Yeah.
move to this, we have been glued to the television sets following the Israeli strike, which has claimed Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrullah. Everyone in India has been watching these developments. Now, there is a political, normally in a situation like this, where Israel has taken down several of Hezbollah's leaders, there is that secret, I call it secret, sometimes it is very open in the days of social media, that somehow Israel has managed to get back its reputation since last October 7, when Hamas had raided Israel. Now, this taking down of Hezbollah leader, particularly Hassan Nasrullah, one political fallout is PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti has announced that she will not campaign tomorrow in solidarity with martyrs of Lebanon and Gaza and in sympathy with slain Hassan Nasrullah. And she has tweeted saying, "We stand with the people of Palestine and Lebanon in this hour of immense grief and exemplary resistance." Now, an attempt is being made with the last phase of election to somehow bring in the Palestine issue into the Kashmir thing. Sir, this is somewhere an alarm bell is ringing. Now, so far in India, there has been no reaction to what is happening. Uh, I mean, we haven't seen any public protest or anything regarding Gaza or what is happening in southern Lebanon, and the way the Israeli forces have targeted the defense forces have targeted the top leadership of Hezbollah has been making many Indian strategists wonder whether India could do the same with some of these uh, leaders of terrorist groups which have been operating from Pakistan and creating. Of course, Balakot was an exception, but I mean these debates are going on, but there is no one is talking about it. And yesterday in the UN General Assembly, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu held two maps, saying the curse and the
The
other thing,
blessing. The
the
blessing.
blessing, and the blessing included Egypt, uh, Egypt, Sudan, and India. I mean, those are going to irritate our secular friends. That why is Netanyahu trying to draw India into this? Because India's position is very clear that the war must stop. There must be truce, and war is no solution. The two-nation formula should be implemented. Now, with PDP, the point I'm making is with uh, with the PDP Mufti, Mehbooba Mufti bringing in this issue. I'm little worried that somehow an attempt is being made to bring the Palestinian issue into the Kashmir election, because are announcing that she will take a day off in solidarity with Hezbollah. I think with the Hezbollah chief who has been killed is of course uh, Indian television channels have been running interviews of Israeli generals, retired intelligence heads. There has been a lot of discussion on Indian channels, particularly, to get Israeli view as to what is going to be the final outcome. Even as we speak, we understand that missiles have been fired from Yemen into Israel, targeting Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv has been constantly hearing air sirens. So the Israelis have probably would have anticipated a massive reprisal. And the most surprising news of it was that Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, he has been taken into further secure place, because they fear that Israel could even launch airstrikes on Iran. They have done it because they have also killed a number of top commanders of the Revolutionary Guards also in the recent days, which is to and they have been declaring that Israel has a right to self-defense. Israel has a right to uh, take down people who are posing threat to its citizens. And the objective of this operation that we have been hearing on television is to see that their people are able to go back to North Israel from where they have fled since Hezbollah's continued attacks since October 7th, because Hezbollah has been acting in tandem with Hamas. Hamas has also lost considerable military clout, and even today's strikes were directed at Hezbollah's ammunition dumps, ammunition storehouses. Now, we are talking about this because with Mehbooba making a comment today, it's quite possible tomorrow onwards, a lot of the so-called secular leaders could start, giving out sympathy for this uh, for the Hezbollah leader, and I think that should worry, because uh, Hezbollah is not a very I mean, it's a biggest paramilitary force in Lebanon. Its military capability was much more than even the Lebanese army, and the Lebanon was completely into the grip of Hezbollah, backed by Iran. But tomorrow you could see a number of leaders jumping into the fray in support of Mehbooba. So it's a political development that could again see that attempt being made to corner Prime Minister Modi or this government, saying that you are too friendly with Israel. Of course, India has been making it very clear that the violence should stop. There should be ceasefire. Prime Minister, when he was in New York, he had met Palestinian president also. Now, China has also raised this issue in UN today, where it has sought membership for Palestine, a full-fledged membership for Palestine in the UN body. Now, these are developments, but we will be keeping close watch on how political parties in India will try to exploit the situation. Because with the last phase of Kashmir elections, one can see that how attempts are being made. Shreyarji.
Thank you so much, sir. And let's move on to the next topic. Rahul Gandhi mocking Ram Mandir. See, all these things are being done with one goal, and that is to somehow win Haryana. Now, I'm hearing conflicting reports about Haryana. We'll come to that in just one moment. But first, let us listen to the recent or the latest RaGa saga. Over to you, sir.
में वो हारे क्यों? अयोध्या में मंदिर खोला, वहां अदानी दिखे, अंबानी दिखे, अमिताभ बच्चन दिखे, बॉलीवुड पूरा दिख गया, मगर गरीब किसान एक नहीं दिखा आपको वहां पे। हिंदू सच है, इसीलिए तो अवधेश ने इनको पटका है। अवधेश वो है वहां का एमपी जो अयोध्या में जीता है, इसीलिए तो जीता है कि पूरा हिंदुस्तान देख रहा है। भैया आपने राम मंदिर खोला, सबसे पहले आपने राष्ट्रपति से कहा कि भैया आप आदिवासी हो, आप तो अंदर आ ही नहीं सकती, अलाउ नहीं है आपको। उसके बाद अमिताभ बच्चन को बुला लिया, अदानी को बुला लिया, अंबानी को बुला लिया, किसी एक मजदूर को नहीं आने दिया। आपने किसी बढ़ाई को देखा, किसान को देखा, मजदूर को देखा? कोई नहीं। डांस गाना चल रहा है, प्रेस वाले हाय 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 कर रहे हैं, नाच गाना चल रहा है, डांस चल रहा है। ये रियलिटी है आपकी।
Sir, he's lying through his teeth, sir. I have seen even Muslim artisans working on the temple. See, it is basically what you can do and what you cannot do. This guy is lying through his teeth. This is my observation, sir. Over to you.
Sir, he was addressing a rally in Hisar in Haryana, and which will be going to elections on October 5th. And this has drawn prompt condemnation from the BJP, which has released videos to show that Prime Minister honored each of the laborers who were involved in the building of the temple before in the run up to the Prana Pratishtha on January 22nd. Each of them were honored. You can see Prime Minister showering petals on them. So this is not true. And also, President was told not to go. This is all because President has since visited the temple. I mean, but my question is, why is Rahul feels that he can constantly berate this whole Ram Temple thing, and just because BJP lost that particular seat, Faizabad seat, into where Ayodhya is located. Now, the seat was won by Samajwadi Party's 𝗤𝙜. 𝗤𝙜 is a Dalit, and Lalan Singh, who was BJP candidate for 2 terms for 10 years, he lost. And one of the big mistakes BJP made was to repeat him, give him a ticket for the 3rd time. And that apart, since then, he has been saying, of course, BJP lost a number of seats in Uttar Pradesh. So he feels that Ram Temple has become a diminishing returns for BJP, and so he has been repeating it in Haryana also. And of course, when we talk about Haryana, of course, yes, this is that picture where Prime Minister is felicitating those workers who were these workers, where some of them were masons, some of them were carpenters, some of them were electricians, several people who were involved in this project. They are all being felicitated. Prime Minister is here. You can see showering petals. So, as you mentioned, that what Rahul Gandhi said was completely untrue. Now, but what I am feeling is Rahul Gandhi feels that with Ayodhya not giving that kind of result to BJP, and also responsible for BJP not winning good number of seats in Uttar Pradesh, bringing down its own number below the majority mark. He feels that BJP is on the downslide, and the Prime Minister's charisma is wearing off. That's a narrative he has always maintained. Though in Haryana, everybody is talking of the mood is for badlav. There is a change, which means 10 years of BJP rule, 9 years under Manohar Lal Khattar. So BJP will have to pay a heavy price. In the sense, it's a swimming upstream for the BJP. But then they have been working on it in terms of they're trying to get the candidate list right. Whereas Congress has been acting in full confidence because they feel that badlav, there is a mood for badlav. Everybody talks of badlav. The farmers issue, the Pelwan issue, the wrestler issue, and Jawan because the Agniveer scheme also has resonated in the district. And in the Lok Sabha elections, what we saw was out of 10 Lok Sabha seats, BJP won 5 and Congress won 5. And the feeling is that in assembly it is going to be different. And Congress show is entirely Bhupendra Singh Hudas. So today, Prime Minister, however, has not been, giving any sign of the difficulties that the BJP is facing. He has also tried to show that they are very confident. And if Sachin has that video of the Prime Minister's speech today, that would also be interesting. Sachin ji?
Not sure if he has it loaded. It will take him just a minute to do that. Before
Okay.
we do that, sir ji, एक बात मुझे समझना है. What is this thing about Jat wanting to vote only a Jat back into power? Should they not be looking a little bit more? After all, Hindus are usually thinkers. They think tol mol ke hisab se they are going to do it. And what has Bhupendra Huda done in his 5 or whatever 10 years? And how do you think that he is going to do better than what Haryana, the Khattar government has done? Khattar actually has done a fairly decent job. They say that the administration was clean. It wasn't as bad as the Haryana administration of the previous years. Before that, Huda's administration, much more corrupt. So somewhere I'm trying to find out, see, incumbency is incumbency, fine. People do get, a feeling like, this is take things for granted. But if the thing is not showing on the ground and if things are happening the way it used to happen or it is supposed to happen, I don't know, sir, that because I'm also hearing somewhere some other comments from people that Congress is going to sweep Haryana. I'm not even talking about a close contest. They're saying Congress is going to sweep it. So somewhere I'm having a bit of a adjustment with reality. Now Yogi Adityanath has come. He has been giving this Batoge to Katoge message. And Modi ji is Modi ji is ready? Not yet. I don't think. So
No, the
go ahead, sir.
point, sir, what is happening is everybody admits that corruption did come down in Haryana. At least under Manohar Lal Khattar, the grouse against him is that he was arrogant CM. But in terms of administration, all those, that is why Prime Minister in his very speech today mentioned, that people got jobs without parchi or kharchi, without having to pay a bribe or, without some, as they say in Delhi and in northern India, without putting jack लगा के बिना jack भी कुछ लोगों को मिला है. So this no parchi and no kharchi. But despite that, there is a people, reporters who have been going there, have been saying there is a sense of badlav. I mean, badla, not badlav. That there's a sense, there is a mood for change. But the votes, and people are trying to also say that this time BJP will not succeed in dividing the voters, Jat voters and non-Jat voters. Jat voters have, it's easy to arouse a grouse in them that their person has, I mean, they have been out of power rather, because only when a Jat person is CM, like when Bhupendra Hooda was there, that they had a big say in the running of affairs. And BJP has been, of course, after Manohar Lal Khattar, he was a Khatri, he was a non-Jat CM. And after that, they have brought Naib Saini. Saini belongs to Saini community, which is OBC community. BJP is still counting on, a split in Jat votes, and they are also looking at OBC polarization, non-Jat OBC polarization, and they feel that also the fact that since Hooda has managed the show entirely, it's completely a Hooda show, and he has ensured that he has no other Congress leader, including Selja Kumari, who is a senior Dalit leader from Haryana, or even his Jat fellow Jat leader Surjewala, Jagdish Singh Surjewala, even though his son got a ticket, he also didn't have a say, and Surjewala even gave a bite saying that kabhi kabhi party mein nyay nahi milta. I mean, you don't get justice. So, so you can see that how. So there have been all this. So they have been disappointed that they can, and of course Selja stayed from most part of the campaign. She just joined the campaign a day ago. So you can see they are conveying, but Hooda is very confident. That's why Prime Minister today said very interesting things. Sir. He was addressing a rally, and he said he was addressing a rally in Hisar. He was saying that, look, बाप बेटे दोनों दावेदार हैं, referring to Hooda, Bhupendra Hooda as well as Dipendra Hooda, because a lot of the young Congress candidates, they want Dipendra Hooda, Bhupendra Hooda's son, as CM. So PMs today said that बाप और बेटे दोनों दावेदार हैं और दोनों मिलकर अपने पार्टी में बाकी लोगों को भी ये कर देते हैं, बाकी लोगों को भी किनारा कर दिया है, which means, and Dalits and backwards have been neglected, in the sense referring to the condition of Selja Kumari. Of course, Selja Kumari is an old loyalist. She considered herself very close to Sonia Gandhi, and therefore she was spoken to by Rahul Gandhi or Sonia Gandhi, and since then has piped down saying that she will campaign, but good period of campaigning was lost because she did not go, and she is a sitting member of parliament from Sirsa. Now, the whole question is, but there are certain things which are, I think, affecting the BJP, which is particularly, they brought this Parivar Pehchan Patra, PPP. Implementation of this Parivar Pehchan Patra, where, you had to upload pictures, I mean, provide documentary details about your family to avail of government schemes. This whole thing had left people with a lot of difficulties, and this has been causing a lot of discomfort to people. And this is one election issue which Congress is saying that Khattar government previously, and as well as Naib Singh Saini government. Of course, Naib Singh Saini, because of his style and his easy approach, is unlike Khattar. Of course, Khattar has been kept away from campaign in many parts of the state. Many of the parts of the state he has not been. And he is seen as a person who is a cut and dry leader, though honesty is one of his calling cards. So the whole thing is this Pehchan Patra thing was something that affected. I think let's hear the Prime Minister today.
क्योंकि कांग्रेस देश की सबसे धोखेबाज और बेईमान पार्टी है। आप पड़ोस में देख लीजिए, हिमाचल में क्या हाल करके रखा है। चुनाव के दौरान हिमाचल की जनता को इन्होंने क्या क्या झूठ बोला, आप कल्पना नहीं कर सकते हैं। अब सरकार बनने के बाद कांग्रेस ने अपने वायदों से पल्ला झाड़ लिया है। जनता कांग्रेस से कह रही है, क्या हुआ तेरा वादा? और कांग्रेस जनता से पूछ रही है, तुम कौन? दिल्ली के शाही परिवार ने झूठ बोलकर हिमाचल के लोगों को फंसा दिया। आज हिमाचल में कर्मचारियों को उनकी सैलरी और डीए देने तक इनके पास बजट नहीं है। साथियों, जहां कांग्रेस होती है वहां कभी भी स्थिरता नहीं आ सकती। जो पार्टी अपने नेताओं के बीच एकता नहीं ला सकती, वो राज्य में स्थिरता कैसे लाएगी? कि कैसे यहां कांग्रेस में मुख्यमंत्री बनने के लिए मारामारी मची है। बापू भी दावेदार है और बेटा भी दावेदार है, और दोनों मिलकर बाकियों को निपटा लेने लगे हैं। और ये सब देख करके हरियाणा के जागरूक नागरिक कांग्रेस को निपटाने में लग पड़े हैं। कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने तन मन धन से दिल्ली के शाही परिवार की सेवा की है। अब वो भी पूछ रहे हैं कि उनसे क्या गलती हुई। यहां कांग्रेस का हर गुट, हर सीट पर एक दूसरे को पटखनी देने में ही लगा हुआ है। साथियों, इस गुटबाजी के बीच कांग्रेस में दलितों और पिछड़ों के लिए दरवाजे एकदम बंद है। कांग्रेस जानती है कि दलित उसको वोट नहीं देता, इसलिए वो पूरे दलित समाज से नफरत करती है। आप खुद देखिए, कांग्रेस के राज में गोहाना में दलितों पर अत्याचार हुआ, कांग्रेस चुप रही। कांग्रेस के राज में मिर्चपुर कांड हुआ, कांग्रेस चुप रही। कांग्रेस के राज में दलित बेटियों के साथ अत्याचार हुआ, अन्याय हुआ, कांग्रेस चुप रही। आज कांग्रेस का शाही परिवार कह रहा है कि दलितों और पिछड़ों का अमेरिका में जाकर के बोले वो दलितों पिछड़ों का आरक्षण खत्म कर देंगे। कांग्रेस ने दलितों पर जो अत्याचार किया है उसे दलित समाज कभी भी भूल नहीं सकता। इसलिए मैं हरियाणा में जहां भी गया, मैंने देखा कि कांग्रेस को कोई भी घुसने नहीं देता।
Sir,
कांग्रेस के लोग
There, you can see the kind of confidence that the Prime Minister is exuding. Though there are, as I mentioned, it's quite an upstream task for the BJP. Of course, in candidate selections, I am told they have been very careful. They have given a number of new candidates, young candidates, and a lot of women candidates in otherwise a male-dominated atmosphere in Haryana, where BJP has, as usual, done a lot of experimentation in the hope that these are the ways to beat the anti-incumbency. But definitely, the Congress show is entirely Bhupendra Hooda, as PM also mentioned, with number of ticket winners, I would call them. Those who managed to get the Congress ticket, thanks to their belonging to the Hooda faction. and they have been openly saying it should be Dipender Hooda. So that's the kind of scenario we are seeing in Haryana, and these elections are crucial because a lot of it is going to depend about the future course of Modi government, the future image of the Prime Minister, as well as a lot of internal dynamics within the BJP. Of course, after this is going to be the Maharashtra elections. Already we have had the election commission, chief election commissioner, and other election commissioners visit Maharashtra to supervise the preparedness, rather to take stock of the preparedness of the state government to conduct these elections. And the broad indication is elections will have to be completed before November 26th, and the announcement could come, I think, next week sometime, 3rd or 4th, as soon as the dates are finalized. And election could be in the second week of November, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. A couple of observations on the body language and the facial characteristics of both Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi. Somebody was observing, and I saw that too, that Rahul Gandhi's eyes look bright. Shekhar-ji, I've seen many drug-addled people, and if you took something just before, it's called upper, because it makes you, it makes you feel big, good. Something like that could be happening. And Narendra Modi looked tired. It could be jet lag. And of course, his age is beginning to show. He did look a little tired. Like I said, it could be jet lag. He just came back 12.5 hours off, for 9.5 hours, if you think about New York to India. So it's going to take a little bit of its toll. Regardless, why do you think Congress is feeling so confident? I have a couple of theories, Shekhar-ji, before we go to question and answers. If you have any observations on the body language, please feel free to do so. So then we can go to my theories.
The Prime Minister has been, apart from his return from his visit to the US, he has been doing active campaigning both in Jammu Kashmir as well as in Haryana. So that is one. And besides, he has been attending functions in other parts of the country also. So that is that apart. But then you could sense he was exuding and I would say confidence. When the reports are to the contrary, within the party also people feel the challenge is too overwhelming for the BJP, because 10 years of their rule, and there have been hits and misses, no doubt. And that's why they had to remove Manal Khattar. His style probably did not go down well, and they had brought in the 𝗖𝙗 So it's a challenge. And BJP could possibly looking at a hung assembly scenario. If Congress doesn't get enough number on its own to form the government, that could be the best of the situation. Now, as far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned, Rahul Gandhi, since the Lok Sabha result, when Congress numbers went from 52 to 99, he has been feeling, he has been really on a high. He feels that this is, whatever path he has adopted, the strategy he has adopted, that strategy is giving results, and that the BJP is on the decline. So that is why these elections, whether it is Jammu Kashmir, Haryana, and Maharashtra to follow, and Jharkhand, that if Congress manages to do well, then I think Rahul will have enough reasons to feel that the Congress is on its staging comeback. But I want to mention one more thing, sir. Jammu Kashmir, what has happened is Rahul skipped the campaigning in Jammu, because in Jammu the direct battle is between BJP and Congress. This has disappointed the Congress cadres in Jammu. In fact, Priyanka Gandhi was supposed to be there today to fill in for Rahul Gandhi, because the reason that was given was his aircraft could not take off from Delhi due to weather conditions. So, but what is happening is already Omar Abdullah feels that Congress, because the Jammu region was left to Congress, because the battle in Jammu is directly between BJP and Congress, and BJP too faced internal dissension. They have somehow sorted it out, but Congress, the absence of even Rahul Gandhi there is becoming a factor, and Omar Abdullah has conveyed to Congress that he is not very happy with the efforts put in by the Congress there. Sir.
Thank you, sir. We'll have to wait and see what the impact of that is going to be. We'll wait and see that sir, one last thing before we go to Haryana. Before we go to question and answers. I'm sorry. There's one more video. Oh, okay, we decided not to show it. It's okay. So we are going to now go to Q&A. We are running a little bit late. Shekharji, the gut feeling. You want to show that video, please? I'm sorry, we are having a bit of a back and forth here. Go ahead, sir.
देखिए, जाकी रही भावना जैसी, प्रभु मुहूर्त देखें तिनके तैसी, जिसकी जैसी चीज भावना है उसी अनुसार भगवान श्री राम के प्राण प्रतिष्ठा के संबंध में या उनके उपासना के संबंध में, उनकी भक्तों के दर्शन के संबंध में ऐसा ही बोला करते हैं। ठीक है, वह उनके दृष्टि में नौटंकी है, लेकिन भक्तों के दृष्टि में वो प्राण प्रतिष्ठा हुई है, जिसमें भगवान श्री राम बालक रूप में वहाँ उनको स्थापना किया गया है और उसी स्थापना में लोग दर्शन किए हैं और आज भी दर्शन कर रहे हैं। इतनी भीड़, इतनी पब्लिक आई जो देख करके लोगों को बड़ा आश्चर्य हुआ। इसलिए राहुल जी के दृष्टि में वो नौटंकी है, नाच गाना है और नौटंकी है, नाच गाना है। भक्तों के दृष्टि में भगवान राम की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा है, जिसके दर्शन से, जिनके प्रसाद से भक्तों का कल्याण होता है और इसीलिए वो आए और दर्शन किए और उनका कल्याण हो रहा है।
Sir, this is Acharya Satyendra Das, who is the chief priest of the Ayodhya Ram Temple. He was countering the remarks of Rahul Gandhi that whole Pran Pratishtha was a Najgana affair. He says no, people who come with faith, they can see the divinity in the temple, they can see the divinity in the Prabhu Ram statue which was consecrated. So he says a lot of it depends on the eyes of the beholder, and the sanctity of the temple is unquestionable. And to say that it was all Najgana is not at all correct and is actually quite a blasphemous statement.
Thank you so much, sir. Now let's take some questions. Thank you, Madhavrao KVSG. Thank you, Jaya Ramanji. Thank you, Sanjay ji. Thank you, Sham Tarun ji. Jay Puri Shankaracharya ji. Sir, something else happened. I want to touch upon this. One of the Shankaracharyas, I think Jyotirmath Shankaracharyas, was prevented from taking off from Tripura by Civil Aviation Ministry. I think he wanted to do some kind of a Go Yatra. I don't know where. I was wondering if he wanted to go to Manipur or what. This has come on on Twitter that he was prevented. I don't know the background on that. Do you have any idea, sir?
No, sir, I do not have.
Yeah. So this was Civil Aviation Ministry had advised him not to leave. So he was actually caught in the VIP waiting area in Tripura, in Agartala, and I think he was just expressing his disappointment. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, we'll just go to the questions now. Next one, please. Jaipuri Shankaracharya wants to know political angle in Tirupati ghee issue, because just few days before this incident, some old articles of Zee News on CBN are erased. In 2003, CBN opposed the ban on cow slaughter.
Well, Chandrababu had his long innings in the so-called secular politics, and in 2018 he had left and joined the Congress. Later, after he lost the 2019 elections, he had publicly said his biggest regret was leaving the NDA, and he was desperate to come back to the NDA. And then subsequently, an alliance was formed, TDP, Pawan Kalyan, Janasena, and BJP. And then in 2024 assembly elections, they swept the elections. Now, as far as the political angle in this, now, sir, today the developments are SIT has already landed in Tirupati today. They are the special investigative team as to find out whether such ghee was used in the laddu baking, the prasadam making. Now, other thing was yesterday, Jagan, it was announced Jagan would be making a visit to as part of his prayers for what has happened and the kind of false charges that he says has been brought against him by by Babu against him. But in turn, Chandrababu Naidu has said, look, he avoided it because he wanted him to follow the rules. That if you are a non-Hindu, there is a particular form under the rules that you declare that you have faith in the Lord. Any non-Hindu is allowed to visit the temple if he gives the declaration that he has faith in the Lord Venkateshwara. And Babu says that Jagan doesn't want to give his declaration. So far, these people never used to give the declaration. And to which Jagan said that Babu is indulging in worst kind of political polarization. My grandfather, my father, we all have visited temples. We have full faith in the Hindus, Vedas, Upanishads, Bible, Quran, everything. But Babu is saying, look, you may have faith in everything, just give a declaration. That is the rule. So, I mean, politics apart, I think the devotees expect, rather the people of India expect that authorities should go to the bottom of it to find out how many instances of adulterated ghee was detected and prevented from being supplied, or if they were supplied, what was the precautions taken, what was subsequent actions taken. That is something I think is expected now, and people are relieved to know that the Karnataka Milk Federation, the producers of Nandini ghee, they have resumed supplies. And Nandini ghee has been used in the temple for a long time. And actually complaints came from the devotees that the quality of the prasadam and other food items which are sold by the Devasthanam, the quality was going down, and consequently it affected the life of the food also. Sir.
Next question from Rohit Akshay. Sir, it might take us a few more minutes over the 1 hour limit. I hope it's okay, sir. Rohit Akshay wants to know, Shameless Sidha-ur-Rehman, alias Sidharamaih, should resign from CM post and come clean in the Muda case. Why is he even being allowed to sit in spite of court giving orders for governor probe?
Sir, this is a call that the Congress will have to take, and expect it will take after the Haryana elections. After the Jammu Haryana elections are over, because every day the party is forced to be on the defensive, but Sidharamaih is in no mood to quit. Because the more the party is coming out in support of him, the more he has doubts about his close colleagues, like D.K. Shivkumar. And D.K. Shivkumar, without opening his eyes, he says, no question of CM resigning, no question of CM resigning. And as they say, the more emphatic the resolution, less absolute its character. So therefore, Sidharamaih feels that the details that were dug up, that were dug out about his first wife's brother buying the plot years ago, then transferring it to his wife, Parvati, and then Parvati, buying that, purchasing land which are acquired by the Mysore Urban Development Authority. In turn, 14 sites are allotted as a kind of a compensation at a different place, which is considered highly, with a high real estate value. The whole problem is, they say that this was a policy, this was a norm, and Basavaraj's Bombay government was there, and it's all fine. But then they are not able to name any other beneficiary who has got similar treatment. That he bought land somewhere and he was given land in the posh area, which high, and the investment of 3.5 lakhs, less than 4 lakhs, finally turned out to be almost close to 50 crores or more. So this is one thing which is actually bothering Sidharamaih, because he has number of MLAs on his side. There are 136 MLAs, no problem. But he is worried that ultimately maybe the party will take a stand, because it is being mentioned everywhere that the Prime Minister, and this is a case where governor has given sanction, Lok Ayukt has registered a case. Now Sidharamaih is also going bonkers, sir. He has got a case registered against Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and BJP President JP Nadda for electoral bonds, for the money, saying this is an extortion case.
Yes, indeed. So this was also a question. So we were kind of answering that. So these things
Yes.
will happen. You're seeing at US at a country level, US is trying to embarrass India. I mean, these are all par for the course. Don't let it take much precedence. It's okay. Next one, please. Jaya Raman ji wants to know, how can Khadge compare Mohammad Sidhu to Modi and ask if Modi resigned after Godhra? One more time they refer Godhra, they should be sued.
Sir, as I just mentioned, more the party supports him, more his detractors like Mallikarjun Kharge and DK Shivkumar openly back him. The doubts in Sidharamaih's mind, increases. He says they are coming in more in support, and what is this? What plot are they? Are they plotting? Because Sidharamaih has reasons to believe some of the people who moved the court, who moved the governor, are some close friends of DK Shivkumar. The details were dug out by people close to DK Shivkumar and given to these people, to the so-called NGOs and activists. So Sidharamaiah feels that something is brewing, and the brew is stronger than the good coffee you get in Karnataka. And finally, they will go after him. They will back him till the last. But he has also decided not to resign. But if results in Haryana or if challenges in Maharashtra becomes an issue, Sidharamaih is not very sure that Rahul will not tell him to quit. If a situation comes like that, he may revolt and he may not quit. Sir.
Ravi Shankar SB wants to know, Shekhar Iyer sir, when would people of TN show the doors to DMK?
Well, sir, now we are beginning to see the new 𝗖𝗚𝘅 in Tamil Nadu with Udhayanidhi Stalin taking over as he is taking over as deputy CM from tomorrow, and people have been warning that this will definitely create tension within the DMK. There is already a gap between the old leaders and the new ones. So it all depends on how Udhayanidhi can manage this. And this is going to be a challenge.
Go back to the previous question. Just I have something to add. Look, one way you can find out if DMK is feeling the heat is if Udhayanidhi Stalin also starts sporting a vibhuti like me. And if he starts putting tripun, then they are in real trouble. So we'll see.
Sir, that part is left to his mother. She visits all temples and she's a devotee. I mean, she's devotee. She constantly prays for the father and son.
Santosh Shivan wants to know, will BJP make a Hindu as Chief Minister of UT of Jammu and Kashmir?
Well, Amit Shah is on record during this campaign to say that Jammu will play a big role in deciding the future of the next government. So if Jammu, out of the 43 seats, if it elects a good number of BJP MLAs, say, if it can, last time there were 25 MLAs, it can 15 when there were 33 seats. Now, if it can send a good number of MLAs, then the next government in Jammu Kashmir cannot be formed without BJP. So in which case, people say that this is the possibility. Though there is already a building up that you cannot have, that will send wrong message. Kashmir people will get further alienated. If a Hindu from Jammu is appointed, all this talk is already there. But I'm sure what is BJP aiming is to see that the outcome in Jammu Kashmir is one in which, without its participation, a government formation is not possible. That would be an ideal situation as far as BJP is concerned.
Next one, please. Srikant Iyer wants to know, I think Vikramaditya Singh being summoned by High Command is also something to discuss about. There's also one more thing. Can we show up the next comment also, please? Because it's related to the same topic. Pawan Kishore, thank you so much. Do Vikramaditya, will he get on the same board as Rahul Gandhi? So we can club these questions and answer it, sir.
Yes, sir. See, sir, in Himachal Pradesh, there has been tension building up particularly regarding mosques coming up at several places. And this time there is a public protest on the streets of Shimla regarding a mosque which has come up, and there was a mosque rather, it has expanded. Now, after public protest, now what has happened is they have been saying that, in fact, the people who are connected with the mosque, with the masjid, said we will remove the illegal structures. Now, this is one when it was happening. The other thing has started, which is got to do with that 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝗿𝘂𝘁𝘀 Singh, the state minister. He came up saying that he's proposed that all the eateries in Himachal Pradesh, the owners should declare their name. Just
Sir,
as
this
Yogi
is something as an old rule, sir. Every shop, every establishment is supposed to declare the certificate to do business along with the proprietor's name. It is a mandatory thing from forever.
But sir, after during this Kavadiya time, Shravan Mahina, when this was when Yogi Adityanath wanted to enforce it, it was made out as if this is targeted at a particular community. Whereas the 𝗏𝗖𝙥 sentiments was that they should eat food, and that food should not be a non-veg food or anything. That is why it was mentioned. Now, 𝗑𝗏𝗍𝘍 is saying, he's saying that after that, I hear that the phone lines were worked on and he was told to pipe down. And then Chief Minister Sukhu stepped in and said no final decision has been taken. But on the streets of Himachal Pradesh, the sentiments have been running very high, particularly to these issues, where there is a feeling that there is a systematic attempt being made by certain groups to radicalize the atmosphere in Himachal Pradesh.
Next one, please. Thank you, Pawan Kishore, for your super sticker. That brings us to a close of today's program. Shekhar ji, thank you so much for being kind enough to wait for a little longer on this show. Viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Like we said, we gave you some breaking news today. We were the first ones out, at least, for the Deputy CM of Stalin. So a lot of things have happened in the last few hours. Thank you for your support. If you could just like this video. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. We'll be meeting Shekhar ji again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. in Hindi. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar. Thank you.